The movie opens in Japan, introducing a Yakuza boss residing in a heavily secured mansion, guarded by hundreds of bodyguards who remain vigilant 24 hours a day. This tight security is in response to rumors of a shadowy organization said to be capable of eliminating targets without making a sound. Despite this intense protection, the Yakuza boss cannot find peace, not even for a moment. His life takes an unexpected turn when one of his men brings in a female musician to entertain him. Without much thought, the boss orders all of his guards to leave the room temporarily. However, this decision proves to be a grave mistake. The sound of the musician's scream soon echoes through the mansion, prompting the guards to rush back into the room. What they find is shocking. Their boss has been brutally murdered, his head severed. The musician, with a terrified expression, points toward a samurai statue, revealing where the assassin was hiding. The guards immediately open fire on the statue, but to their horror, the assassin appears right in the middle of them, effortlessly taking down each guard in a brutal and efficient manner. After the low-level guards are neutralized, the assassin faces the boss's personal aide. Amid the chaos, the assassin accidentally shoots the innocent female musician, causing her guilt and causing her to lose focus. This distraction gives the aide the perfect opportunity to strike and overpower the assassin. The aide quickly removes the assassin's mask, only to be shocked to discover that the assassin is a woman. Moments later, the lights go out, not due to a power failure, but because someone had sabotaged the system. It turns out the assassin was not working alone. She had a partner, equally skilled and even more ruthless. Without hesitation, the partner goes on a violent rampage, eliminating the remaining guards. In a chilling climax, the partner removes his own mask and mercilessly kills the aide. With everyone wiped out and no evidence left behind, the partner, also a woman, revives the first assassin, who had only fainted. On their journey back after the mission, the first assassin, known as Agent 13, confesses to her mentor, Umbra, that she had lost focus after accidentally killing an innocent person. Umbra, ever stern, reminds her that they were both trained to be merciless and detached, keeping their eyes on the objective at all costs. Upon arriving at the airport, Umbra is assigned a new mission to go to Cambodia, while Agent 13 is temporarily relieved of duty. She is instructed to return to a normal life while maintaining her secret identity. Agent 13 now resides in a rundown apartment complex on the outskirts of Jakarta, Indonesia. Each day, she takes a special pill provided by the Shadow Organization to suppress the constant pain in her head. Agent 13 is not the only assassin in the organization. Many others, stripped of their identities and pasts, are scattered across the world. The headaches she suffers are a lingering side effect of the brainwashing she underwent since childhood. A week passes, and Agent 13 goes to an abandoned building in an attempt to contact her organization. However, instead of receiving a new mission, the operator only reminds her to take her pills and wait for further instructions. As she climbs the stairs to her apartment, Agent 13 catches sight of a young boy struggling to help his mother, who has collapsed from excessive drinking. For a moment, her heart stirs, and she feels the urge to help, but she resists, choosing not to get involved in the lives of those around her. Later that evening, Agent 13 sees the boy and his mother being approached by a group of thugs. But once again, she decides to stay out of it and goes to sleep. The following morning, shocking news spreads. The mother has been found dead, brutally beaten. The boy is now left alone, with no one to care for him. While Agent 13 eats meatballs at a local food stall, the boy, named Mongji, approaches her, asking for her leftovers. This moment marks the beginning of their relationship. Mongji shares the tragic story of his mother's death, revealing that it somehow involves a man named Haga, though the connection is unclear. Seeing the sadness in Mongji's eyes, Agent 13 decides to cheer him up by taking him on a motorcycle ride around the city. Though simple, the gesture brings a brief smile to Mongji's face. The next morning, after showering, Agent 13 finds a small note from Mongji that reads, "Thank you." When she goes to look for him, Mongji is gone. Shortly afterward, a man named Jackie arrives, searching for her. He is an envoy sent by Haga and tasked with recovering drugs and money that Mongji's mother had stolen before her death. The motive behind Mongji's mother's murder is now revealed. She was killed for stealing drugs from Haga, Jackie's boss. While Jackie indulges in the stolen narcotics, Agent 13 emerges from her hiding place and demands that he take her directly to Haga. On the way to Haga's location, Agent 13 asks Jackie to explain who Haga really is. Jackie points to a billboard featuring two candidates running for governor and vice governor, a father and son who secretly run a drug empire and control several nightlife venues in Jakarta. It is also revealed that a corrupt police chief named Persetio is involved, being a close associate of Ariel, the son of the gubernatorial candidate. Everything feels dark and corrupt, as though no one can be trusted in the country anymore. Upon arriving at Monrose, a nightclub run by Haga, Agent 13 is brought to meet Soraya, Haga's ruthless younger sibling. After learning that Agent 13 has valuable information, Soraya allows her to meet Haga in person. While Jackie goes to meet Haga, Agent 13 takes the opportunity to check the CCTV footage. To her surprise, Mongji had been brought to the nightclub. Without wasting any time, Agent 13 takes down the guards, storms into Haga's room, knocks out Soraya, and challenges Haga to a one-on-one duel. When Soraya regains consciousness, she grabs a shotgun and aims it at Agent 13. However, Haga is shot dead by his own sister, ending his reign of terror. As Soraya fled to call the guards, Agent 13 ordered Jackie to also take the heavily intoxicated woman with them. But as they entered the hallway, the guards were already waiting for Agent 13. There was no turning back. Without hesitation, Agent 13 launched into action and took them all down one by one. It didn't take long for a hitman like Agent 13 to eliminate Haga's henchmen. He struck them down mercilessly, even dragging the fight into the nightclub area. There, he crossed paths once again with Soraya, who, as it turned out, still held a grudge and wasn't ready to give up. As soon as the sound of police sirens was heard, the chaos quickly died down. Agent 13 and Jackie immediately left, with Jackie leaving the woman by the side of the road as they drove away from the scene. Switching to Persetio, he was in the middle of interrogating a drug crew using brutal and inhumane methods. The interrogation abruptly ended when he received a phone call about Haga's death. Without wasting any time, Persetio rushed to the scene, only to find his close friend lifeless, cold, and dead. Persetio immediately contacted Ariel to inform him of Haga's death. Ariel, a candidate for vice governor running alongside his father, Soemitro, presented a public image of politeness and humility, with their portraits on campaign billboards showing them smiling under the slogan, "For the prosperity of the people." In reality, however, Ariel and Soemitro were cruel, corrupt, and inhumane, involved in numerous criminal acts with their entire campaign funded by the dirty business empire they had built. Stressed by his work as a young politician, Ariel had developed a disturbing habit. He even had a private holding cell beneath his house, typically filled with women he had taken from nightclubs. But this time, Mongji was his target. Shifting to Persetio, now outside the bounds of his official duties and no longer wearing any police insignia, he was working alongside fellow police officers disguised as criminals. They went to Jackie's residence, where she was caring for her ailing grandmother. Their goal was clear: to find out who Agent 13 really was and where he could be located. Meanwhile, Agent 13 went to the abandoned building where the organization's phone was located. There, he secretly activated the emergency protocol without authorization, intending to obtain a handgun. Jackie was seen at her home, tending to her sick grandmother, but eventually, Persetio arrived with his men, seeking to find Agent 13's whereabouts. Jackie claimed he had parted ways with Agent 13 after leaving the Monrose Club and assured them he had no connection to her. Suddenly, the sound of gunshots echoed outside the house. One of Persetio's men was ordered to check, but Agent 13 appeared on his motorcycle and began taking down Persetio's men one by one. A brutal showdown between the hitman and the corrupt police officers was now inevitable. After dealing with Persetio's men, Agent 13 approached Persetio, who was unable to fight back. As Agent 13 was interrogating him, Jackie suddenly ambushed Agent 13 from behind, allowing Persetio to escape. Quickly, Agent 13 pursued Persetio all the way to Ariel's residence, a luxurious mansion built from corruption. As Agent 13 infiltrated and began sweeping the place, Ariel suddenly appeared from the side, catching him off guard. What happened next was crucial. Persetio, still consumed by anger, was about to finish off Agent 13, but was stopped by Ariel, who wanted to inform his father first. As Persetio whispered something into Agent 13's ear, he was suddenly killed by Agent 13. Witnessing the incident, Ariel immediately struck Agent 13 with a baseball bat. knocking him unconscious, and took him to the detention room beneath the house. For a moment, let's leave the chaos in Jakarta behind and shift to the jungles of Cambodia, where Mentor Umbra is on a mission to hunt down his target. Just as he finds himself in danger, another agent suddenly appears and attacks the enemy, crushing his head without hesitation. His name was Troika, another assassin agent sent to accompany Mentor Umbra on his mission. They continued walking through the forest until they finally found a hut where the target was hiding. Troika then instructed the mentor to go in alone while he stayed outside to deal with the enemy's standing guard. The identity of their target remained unknown, but judging by the way they fought, it was clear the target was highly trained. A fight was now inevitable. When the target was finally taken down, Mentor Umbra was shocked to realize that it was his former protege, a contract killer who had previously been declared a traitor. Eventually, the reason behind her defection and that of several other agents was revealed. They had discovered the truth about the Shadow Organization, which merely exploited highly trained individuals like themselves for the benefit of a select few. The agent confessed that she simply wanted to live a normal life and was now pregnant with her first child. Unable to bring himself to kill his former protege, Mentor Umbra stood in silence as she attempted to escape. But at the doorway stood Troika, waiting, and without hesitation he ruthlessly eliminated the agent. On the way back, Troika reported to the manager about the hesitation shown by Mentor Umbra in carrying out his mission to kill. The manager also showed photos of the chaos in Jakarta, all caused by Agent 13. As a result, Mentor Umbra now had to take responsibility for the actions of his protege. Back to Agent 13, who was being held captive in the basement, still wearing his signature mask. Ariel tortures Agent 13 in a fit of intense anger. Just as Ariel is about to finish him off, suddenly, the father appeared and immediately scolded Ariel for his incompetence, which led to the deaths of Haga and Prasetyo. With the campaign still requiring a large sum of money, the drug transaction with someone named Kabul had to continue. The father saw great potential in Agent 13. If he could take down dozens of police officers and Haga's men alone, it would not be difficult for Agent 13 to face Kabul and his forces. That way, during the transaction, they could get both the money and the goods, which would remain theirs. Not long after the father left, Jackie and Mongji were brought in, severely beaten and nearly unrecognizable. Agent 13 could only hold back his anger and wait for the right moment to strike back. The night of the transaction arrived with Mongji and Jackie in tow. Agent 13 was forced to step forward and carry the bag containing the goods. After the money was in Ariel's hands and the goods were taken by Cable, Jackie, who was in the car with Ariel's father, saw Mongji in critical condition and he ultimately died right there. With no reason left for Agent 13 to obey the father's orders, Jackie rebelled and shouted, informing Agent 13 about Mongji's death. Realizing that the father and Ariel were about to betray the deal, Kabil immediately deployed his men to open fire. What happened next was chaotic. The father was killed by Kabil's forces. Witnessing this, Ariel immediately grabbed a weapon and started shooting wildly at everyone around him. After taking down the soldiers, Ariel jumped onto the car and put on his signature mask. Fueled by rage, he took out Kabul while shouting for Agent 13. Soraya was run over and killed by Agent 13. Immediately after that, Ariel and his troops swiftly moved to hunt down Agent 13. Now, only Ariel and Agent 13 remained. With killing skills honed over years of deadly missions, it was clear that Ariel, a young politician with no combat abilities, stood no chance. And so, he met a gruesome end at the hands of Agent 13. After everything was over, Agent 13, Jackie, and Mongji, who had already died, left the place in a damaged car. Eventually, they were captured by the manager and Mentor Umbra, who was preparing to execute Agent 13 for violating protocol. However, just as Mentor Umbra was about to do it, Jackie suddenly pushed him from behind. Jackie was shot dead by the manager, while Troika was dispatched to pursue Agent 13. Thus, the battle between Agent 13 and Troika, two shadow agents, was inevitable. It didn't take long for Agent 13 to take down Troika. Mentor Umbra eventually stepped in to confront him. Inside the stationary aircraft cabin, the two engaged in a fierce and brutal fight until this happened. After being caught in the explosion, Mentor Umbra rose once again, determined to finish off Agent 13. At the same time, the manager appeared, relentlessly pressuring him to carry out the task. But what happened next? After the manager was killed and Mentor Umbra lay dying, Agent 13 was finally told his real name, which was Nomi. It turns out that Mentor Umbra is the biological mother of Agent 13, also known as Nomi, who had been raised and trained from a young age to become an assassin. What the pregnant female agent in the Cambodian jungle once said was true. The Shadow Organization only used all of them, the agents, to carry out orders without ever allowing them to return to a normal life. In the final scene, we see Agent 13, also known as Nomi, burying her mother and Mongji at a quiet cemetery. Suddenly, a squad of shadow agents appears. Among them is a rookie known as Agent 14. If he manages to kill Nomi, his rank will rise, and he will take her place as Agent 13. But someone wearing a helmet appeared and wiped out Agent 14's squad using only a grenade, ready to detonate it at any moment. In the end, Agent 14 was forced to retreat and decided to pick another day to finish off the two of them. The one who saved them is Master Beret, a senior agent and also the mentor of Nomi's mother. Like other rogue agents who have discovered the corruption within the Shadow Organization, Master Beret invites Nomi to join forces. And now, the real adrenaline rush is about to begin. And with that, the movie ends. So, what did you think of the movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next video.